It's a glorious Tuesday. Good morning, Chicago. Oh, glorious, glorious, glorious day. It's another Eating Crow edition, but I don't have to eat the crow. We're going to see if there's any Viking fans that are going to come on here today. PFF Tuesday. Do we care? I don't know how much longer we're going to keep PFF Tuesdays. You guys got to like it, you know? Do. Yeah. Isn't that a beautiful thing? We even got the Chicago Bears from the last night's game. They were quick with PFF. Good job, guys.
What's going on, Russell Wayne and the Main Event 365 Network? This is Jason Kabenda from the Detroit Lions. Here to give y'all a shout out, man. We appreciate all the support, man. Know you guys are big fans. Know that you guys are rooting for us to take the North this year, and we're going to do just that, man. Appreciate you guys so much. Just want to give y'all a shout out. Y'all have a great day.
It reminds me of a football show, Football Talk with Russell Wayne, 11 a.m. in the mornings. You should watch it because it could be good for you. It could be good for you. It could be good for your life.
What's up, y'all? This is Ifeatu Melifonwu, safety for the Detroit Lions. And I just want to take some time out to give a big shout out to Russell Wayne and Main Event Mike from the Detroit Lions Villain Squad. It's a fan page and a podcast. And I just want to say I appreciate the support of me and my team. And I encourage everyone to go check out their podcast and check out their fan page. Go.
Welcome one, welcome all. What's going on, everybody? Good morning, Dwayne. Good morning. Good morning, Bear Down Mike. Good morning, Corey. Yeah, hey people, what's going on? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is Football Talk with Russell Wayne. Let me get this thing out the way right here. I am your host, Russell Wayne, and we are broadcasting live into Mike the Bear Fan. Yes, we are broadcasting live into Mike the Bear Fan spot where they should have some happy Bear fans like Bear Down Mike. Good morning to Chicago right there as we are broadcasting live. Just over 10,000 followers on the Hallis Hall Report Mike the Bear Fans page. Thank you to everybody who are following and subscribing when it comes to the Villain Squad. We have over 10,000 villains now. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for following and subscribing to the channel. And we are broadcasting live through the YouTube channel right now. I want to make sure we got 7 people on there. Hello to everybody that is on YouTube right now. And this is Football Talk with Russell Wayne right here. And we got some football to talk about. It's PFF Tuesday, but we do have a game right here that we need to talk about. the Bears beat the Vikings 12-10. What an ugly game. But we had all of these Viking fans that were in here, and they were starting to get huffy in their chest. They were talking about how they're going to come back and they're going to take the division away from the Lions. And you had a chance. You had a chance to really move it close, and all you had to beat was the lowly Bears, right? I told you not to look past this team. I told you not to look past this team, and here you are. Here you are in a bad situation. And the Lions actually have a very good situation going in where they can put some distance. They don't have Chicago playing this week. The Vikings aren't playing this week. And the Lions have a chance to take this division and really run with it with a victory on the road against the New Orleans Saints. And I don't want to look past that, but that made that game a lot bigger with the Vikings losing this game yesterday. Bear Down Mike says the defense made me proud. That's 2 really good weeks in a row for the Bears defense. They got a lot of young players on that defense. And, they've been using some of the draft picks on that side of the ball. And there it is. There it is. Bears defense stepped up last night. Mike, the Bear fan, says battle of the fields goals. And I feel like Justin Fields came back down to earth a little bit. Like he threw a good punch at the Lions. That was probably one of his better games right there. And that's what it's going to take to win that game. But like, you get out there and defenses can keep you in the game. Defense can keep you in the game. And that's what it did. I think that the Vikings underestimated the Bears, the lowly Bears. And Sarah says our defense was better than any y'all thought. And that's true. But the thing is this is not me eating crow today. I've already came clean with the defense being better than we all thought. We don't have to go there anymore. What we need to do is, since I eat crow on here, I want to see if the Viking fan, like Sarah, if you're willing to eat the crow right here. You talked a lot of that smack, talking about how you're going to take the division. You got to beat other teams in your division, and you got to worry about the teams that are right in front of you. And you got caught with your pants down at home. Okay, so Sarah is not going to eat the crow. She is going to say LMAO, we're playing with a backup QB. 3 weeks ago, Sarah wanted to run Kirk Cousins out of town. She still wants Kirk Cousins gone, I'm pretty sure. And Sarah says, when did I say? See, it all becomes personal. I'm saying Viking fan. Viking fan in general came at us pretty damn hard. We were on the I know that a lot of people don't come on here when they lose. Sarah comes out here when she loses. But Viking fan came very strong yesterday on the open mic with how the Lions need to be worried and how they're coming and they're going to win the rest of their games. And you got to be worried about week 16 and week 18. And I get you. You do. You got to take every team serious, right? And I am worried about week 16 and 18, but not right now. Right now, I'm worried about New Orleans. And I'm not saying that you guys overlooking the Bears was your coaching staff overlooking the Bears, but it kind of felt like that yesterday. It felt like because the Lions lost their 3rd game of the year, that the wheels are falling off of everything. And it turns out that the NFL is a tough league, and that you can't look past any of the teams right there. And I'm glad to see Sebastian out here too. I'm okay with eating crow. I don't like Kirk, but he was balling. Once we let let's say once we lost him, it was over. Dobbs sucks and fell back to earth. Okay. It sounds like you knew the entire time that Dobbs was going to come back down to earth, that you didn't believe in your team to go and finish the season and go into the playoffs. And that's not true. That's not true. Viking fan got very, very chest puffy over the last few weeks, winning those games in a row. I know that Sarah's demeanor right before you guys picked up Dobbs was down. That she thought that the season was over. She was ready to sell out for draft picks, and then they won 3-4 in a row, and they were doing all right. And then Dobbs fell back down to earth. Sarah says, I am not eating crow because we were playing with house money. Whatever happens, happens. We were either going to do well or draft high. Okay. You don't have to eat crow. I guess I'm the only one that has to eat crow on everything. To me, it's like I may have ate crow too early. I mean, just lost to the Bears, right? Got in there close and you lost to the Bears. And we thought that we were going to be really, really good. How many more games do you think that you're going to win? Do you think you're going to win the 2 games against the Lions now? Because Zay was on here. Said that you guys were going to win out. Came in and said the Lions are fool's gold and that they all got to watch out. Actually, all the teams said that. The Green Bay Packers have said that. Maybe not the Bears as much, but the Bears just got to win, right? 4 wins. They could finish 9-8. They went out. Sebastian says that we still split with the Lions. That's probably pretty fair. Division games are hard. Division games are hard to win. And, sometimes you look at records and then it comes into the division and you forget that it's a division game, right? I mean, the division games, that's why I usually, unless I'm emotional about the game, I usually pick the division teams to cover if the point spreads are over 7 points, because that's just the nature of the beast right there. You play these guys twice. We know the Bears. The Bears know us. The Bears know the Vikings, and they know the Packers, and they know them. And they get into these games, and they usually are within 7 points. Under 7 points. I'm not saying that's a safe bet when you go out there, but usually in a division game, if the point spread is over 7 points, you can be safe to pick them to cover. Or not to cover, but for them not to cover. Strike that, reverse that. That's right. And Sebastian says that's exactly right, Russell. Plus the Lions may not have it locked up by the time that we play now. I think that you guys losing yesterday made that. I mean, it would take a epic fall for the Lions, because if the Lions win and go to 9 wins and you guys, 3 games behind, I mean, you guys have to play other games too. You guys have to be perfect by the time you even get there. So the Lions have New Orleans, and then they go back to Chicago, and then they're home versus the Denver Broncos. And we get the Cowboys in there. So we do have a tough schedule, but we can win the next 3 games. You go and win those next 3 games. That's taking care of business for the Lions. When I look at the Lions schedule, it's like there's nothing. I don't even care about what the Vikings are doing. It's like the Lions just got to take care of their own business. They're in the front. They ain't got to worry about stuff other than the next team that they're playing. Yeah, they win 4 games, they clinch the division. That's it. There's nothing else about that. We don't have to worry about anything. And to win 4 games, no matter what. We've never won a division before. So when we're over analyzing week to week and oh no, what are the Lions going to do? I want them to get better by the end of the season, and I want to see them do something special. And I know that there's a lot of criticism on them right now, but they're 8-3. The Lions are 8-3, and the Vikings pushed the division lead back further, and now the Lions can go in. If they go to 9 wins, it's going to be looking pretty close to a lock at this point. But let's see. When your team wins, you pump your chest. When your team loses, you want everyone fired. That's what you call what I like to call the up and down fans. We don't have that luxury, Sarah. We don't want everybody fired. I don't want everybody fired. It drives me crazy with the hot and cold type of stuff. Like you lose, when you lose a game, usually most of the fan base turns when it comes to the Lion fans. Lion fans are so emotional and so used to stealing defeat from the jaws of victory that when they lose a game, they just think the world's falling apart. And it's not like the coaches and the team can rally together and get through a bad spot. I mean, the Lions have been in a bad spot. And there we go. We got main event Mike. Mike is on the line.
Send me the link.
Send you the link. All right. I'm going to send Mike the link. All right. Let's see. Sorry about this, guys. Mike runs a trash talking show. He doesn't, the technology eludes, and it's okay. It's okay. So, all right. So when your team wins, you pump your chest, and I try to help you guys away from that. When you win, you should be able to go around and, beat your chest. The Bear fans should be able to feel good about this win. Even though it was ugly. Ugly wins are wins. The Lions won ugly against the Bears. And I'll tell you what, there isn't any Bear fans that are out there apologizing because they didn't score more points. They scored 2 more points than their opponent, and that's all that matters. That's all that anybody remembers is wins and losses. All right. We got main event Mike. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Russ.
I like the suit and tie right here, being all official. All official. Like, Lions fans aren't used to nice things. So we were just talking about this. I'm in here trying to get these Viking fans to eat crow. None of them want to eat crow. There's no crow eating. So apparently only Lions fans have to eat crow after their losses, because now I'm here. I got to read this from Sarah. She says that let me get this in here. I gotta find that. I said we were playing with a backup, and whatever happens, happens. So now Dobbs is just a backup, according to Sarah. I don't know if that was her. Should I give her a hard time about that? It felt like she was pumping her chest a little bit a couple weeks ago.
I would say no, because Sarah's not in here talking smack when her team is winning.
Yeah, she's not as bad as some of the other ones are.
Right.
But it's hard for me to say, if Sarah's defensive, I don't want her to be able to give the entire Vikings fan base a pass because she was cool. Just because Sarah was cool, that don't mean the rest of y'all was cool. When you come on here yesterday talking about how you're going to take the division back over from the Lions on the NFC North open mic, beating your chest, looking past the Bears, and then the Bears stunned you and beat you. And you got surprised, and now the Lions have an opportunity to go 3 games ahead in the division with a victory over the New Orleans Saints this weekend.
So I want to tell everyone about our conversation this morning. For those that don't know, Russ and I have like a pre-production meeting every morning. We talk on the phone. Even before the show, we talk about football every morning. And when you answered the phone today, Russ, you were just laughing. Laughing. I said, "What's up, buddy?" Because I'm watching the replay of this game. Joshua Dobbs is a backup quarterback. Okay, he's a lifetime backup. Now he's playing like a lifetime backup. He looked terrible. I don't know what impact Justin Jefferson can have when he comes back, but Brian Flores cannot keep doing the things that he's doing, and this team continue to win 50% of their games. That performance last night was terrible. It was terrible on both. One of the ugliest games. Hall of Fame coach Charlie Weiss said today on the radio, one of the worst games he's ever seen. 6 turnovers in the game. The Bears win the game without ever scoring a touchdown.
Right.
It was ugly. And if either one of these teams show up to play the Lions, that's going to be 2 W's for the Lions.
Yeah. Two W's in an easy style over the Vikings. And Justin Fields, I mean, did he just have an anomaly game the other day against us where it was just like he just got real efficient for a game? Or they just throw their best punch at us, like, and then forget the rest of the games or whatever. I mean, I don't know. Like, this is a completely different team that showed up both sides. Like the Vikings and the Bears, like they showed up and they played this crappy game against each other. Like they weren't even ready to play each other. Either one of them. You're sitting right there. So I'm trying to get some Viking fans to eat some crow because they were talking about how they were going to take the division. I'm not talking about you, Sarah. I'm not going to give Sebastian as much of a pass on that because he was talking some pretty mad smack. I remember his smack talk.
Where is Zoe? Where is Zoe?
Zoe's in witness protection.
He said his Vikings were going to win out, and yet they stumble right out of the gate, lose the first game at home to the Bears. I'll tell you what. Did it seem to you, Russ, like when Justin Fields was throwing those quick hitters to DJ Moore, to the backs out of the backfield? I mean, 80% of his throws were at or behind the line of scrimmage. Minnesota was all over it. That is worn out, okay? That everybody sees that coming. Stevie Wonder sees it coming now, okay? You're going to have to throw the ball down the field, Justin, because everyone is hip to it now. You came out, you played good against Detroit, but it seemed like Minnesota knew what you were going to do before you did it, and you could not punch the ball in the end zone. That's not going to do it. That's not going to be good enough. The Chicago Bears technically still in the playoff hunt, unbelievably enough, because the NFC is so watered down with 6-win teams and 7-win teams that the Bears are still in it. Minnesota, well in it. If the playoffs started today, Minnesota would be in the playoffs. So the last 6 weeks for these two teams is going to be crucial to what kind of season they have.
Absolutely. And actually, the Minnesota Vikings had a leg up on all of the other teams that were in this mediocreness, and the Bears just pulled them right back down into it. And so now they're just in a little Rochambeau thing in the middle with a bunch of 6-win teams, 5-win teams, 4-win teams that are all vying for that spot. And that NFC East, gosh, that's crazy. Is that the East over there with New Orleans and everything in there?
That's the South.
Okay, the South. So the NFC South is a crazy madhouse right now with a bunch of 5- and 6-win teams in it. That's going to be crazy because they're not only going to be vying for that last playoff spot, but they're also going to be trying to win that division too. So that's not going to be easy. Right. Easy pickings. I think this is going to be an incredibly
control their own destiny. They're over 2 games up now. in this division. If they beat New Orleans this coming week, they'll run the table on the NFC South. The following week, they play Denver. If they beat them, they'll run the table on the AFC West. Clean sweep of 2 divisions. They control their own destiny now. Jared Goff needs to get off the schneid. All right. And, Marcus Peters was waived yesterday by the Raiders. I know that we need defensive line help, but that would be a great pickup for the Lions to get some veteran leadership in the secondary to make a playoff. The Lions aren't even being talked about in any of these available players. So I'd really like to see Brad Holmes go out and do something if there's something that can help this team. I know you don't want to mess with it, right? You don't want to add extra ingredients to the recipe because what they're cooking is working. So,
well, I want to, if they're going to make a move, I want it to be a move that like puts high-end talent within something that they already have. All these young players, Marcus Peters, I would like that move because that we may need some veteran type of leadership. We need Chauncey Gardner's like replacement of like that veteranness. So I wouldn't mind that type of move and let's just see how this thing plays out. I think people, if anything, have undersold the Bruce Irvin thing, acting like it's just this non-thing, whatever. It's just Bruce Irvin. That move may end up being proven to be more impactful than what people are giving credit for, because Ndamukong Suh for the last couple of years has been doing the same damn thing, just kind of sitting on a sideline. I ain't gonna go into this training camp and all that hot shit. When you need me, you give me a call. I'll get myself ready in a couple of weeks to impact your team. And that's what Bruce Irvin is.
Right. And I'm glad we didn't pursue Ndamukong Suh. He's persona non grata in Detroit. He burned his bridge here as far as I'm concerned. But like we said, the Lions control their destiny. They can win this division, but I think we need to take the talk of them being the number 1 seed off the table. When you look at Philadelphia, they had this incredible stretch going, well, they're going to lose. They're going to lose. They had Kansas City, Buffalo, San Francisco, Seattle, Dallas. Well, guess what? They've won the first 2 games of that stretch. They've beaten Kansas City and they've beaten Buffalo. Philly looking very strong, probably going to coast to the number 1 seed regardless of what the Lions do. So let's just focus on winning the division as fans. Let's stop that talk about number 1 seed. Let's temper our expectations a little bit. Because this does not look like a championship defense playing in Detroit right now.
Yeah, but the thing is don't be surprised if it happens, because, you're looking at all these games and saying, gosh, they could lose this game. They could lose that game. They could get tripped up here. I don't know if it's a championship type of defense, but they could actually win all 6 of these games going down the stretch right here. There's none of these games are going, oh my God, what are we going to do? They could beat Dallas. Like, I don't understand why it's like there's these certain teams. Like, I'm listening, Packers ain't sniffing the playoffs right here. Oh, why? LMAO, why do the Packers assume that they are making the playoffs? I don't understand why you wouldn't be scared of the Packers at this point, because they looked really, really good in this last game. But here's the thing, is Dobbs looked pretty good too. And is this just Jordan Love showing out against the Lions because he didn't want to get punked out again like he did on his own home field, and then he comes back down to earth like Dobbs did against Kansas City? Or is this a trend of Jordan Love that is going to continue with him being a good quarterback? We don't know that yet. We're getting really scared after one good game here, and him being and honestly, he started the game really, really good. It didn't end at the end. They held on, but after the 20 points, they got stopped.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, are we assuming here? Like Sarah says, LMAO, why do Packers assume that they are making the playoffs? They're 5-6.
Yeah, I don't know if they're assuming it, Russ, but one thing's for sure, the game is starting to slow down for their young quarterback. Their defense is starting to come alive, and the biggest thing is they have nothing but cream puffs on their schedule when they get done with Kansas City next week. They control their destiny, and the Bears beating the Vikings last night helped the Packers immensely in their quest to make the playoffs. They may not catch the Lions for the division, but the Packers are definitely in the thick of the playoff hunt. And if they play like they did on Thanksgiving the rest of the way, they will be in the playoffs. And honestly, I hope they make it. And I hope they get to play the Lions in the playoffs. I'm wishing upon a star for that.
So I want to get into well, let me get my subject changing thing. I keep on forgetting that I have a good segue here. Let me get this. I want to unpack all of this right here. Where are you at? Where are you at, Mr. Man? I can never find it when I want to find it, right? Isn't that always the shit? There you are.
Let's change the subject, because we don't have time to unpack all of that.
So there we go. Now let's get into the PFF scores and what you're just talking about right there is why I wanted to bring it up. The top performers from the Green Bay game on offense is the number you got Malik Heath at a 94.5 on his 11 snaps. Christian Watson at an 87.7. Jordan Love at an 86.6 and Jaden Reed at a 73.9. And then you have left tackle at 70. Okay. Your second tier of guys are in the 60s. Nothing to call home about. So this is what I see from that with the high end. Your Malik Heath had the game of his life. I was thinking it when I was watching it. I was like, wow, this guy, he only had 11 snaps. And I would say that 5 of those snaps completely impacted the game in a huge way because he was making contested catches with DBs in his face, trying to pull the ball out right as he was catching it. What an awesome game for Malik Heath. And then Christian Watson, too, having the game of his life as well. I thought that he was awesome in that game, making contested catches, doing something that he's been criticized for not doing up until this point. So is this an anomaly? Did those 3 guys just have fantastic games? Or is this, or are you still subscribing to the Jordan Love, the game slowing down and everything's hunky-dory there in Green Bay?
Well, good quarterbacks can make mediocre receivers good. And this is where I have to eat crow. Before the game, I said, well, who do they got? Aaron Jones is out. Romeo Doubs is out. Luke Musgrave is out. We should be able to destroy the Packers in this game at home on Thanksgiving. They don't have any weapons. They don't have anyone. And what happens? Malik Heath comes out, has the game of his life. Christian Watson, a bomb on the first play of the game. Jaden Reed, A.J. Dillon, these guys stepped up, and kudos to the Packers. They whipped our ass. The score doesn't even show. The game wasn't as close as I made it out to be on the show yesterday. That's for sure.
I think it was as close as it was. And when you're talking about 4 turnovers and then another 3 turnovers on downs when you were in their area, I think the score looked more outrageous than it was. Like even, I mean, getting a last second touchdown, bringing it to 7 points was more the way the game was played because they had some awesome stops on 4th down. But the thing is though you're 2 4th down conversions away from that game being a completely different game, because that's a different story when you're talking about going into the red zone, trying to score a touchdown where you got to stop. So Dan Campbell, I believe, got over aggressive and he paid for it. And Green Bay took advantage of that. But now they're out here acting like this. We are the champions, my friend. 5 wins. You got 5 wins now. You got 5 wins. Good job. You got us. All right, let's go in here. The Lions did not generate a pass rush the last 3 weeks. They'll be done in the first round of the playoffs. You see, are we in the playoffs? We got New Orleans this week, and another person that wants to take the worst parts of the season and say, that's what the whole season's going to be like now. Like, there's no way that Dan Campbell can take these young players and make something happen. Like, I don't think it's the defense at all, guys. The defense gave up 9 points after that first quarter. 9 points. 9 points. They turned the ball over 3 times and gave them 7 points where they ran it in for a touchdown. The defense? I get it. You want to get a pass rush. You want to get better there. You do want to do that. Win or lose, you want to do that. Packers will boot the Lions in the playoffs. Okay. Is this John Dorn?
No.
No?
He's hanging out with Butthurt Bill.
Oh, okay. Butthurt Bill. Yeah.
Butthurt Bill of green sycophants.
And by the way, if you are a Green Bay Packer fan and you're out there posting in NFC North the huddle, you're hiding, because that's the hiding group. That's what you do, is you have a little group of Packer fans and you say, oh, we let everybody in here. But you don't let everybody in there. You only let the people in that don't make fun of your team too hard. And if they get too much, then they boot you out and they say, you were mean to me. You told me my team sucked. Well, of course we did. This is a trash talking channel. It's a trash talking channel. Talk trash. Tell me my team sucks. Oh, we haven't won anything since 1957. Come on, bring it. We got it. See, KC, finna be at you down. Right?
I think he accidentally hit the space bar.
So
he beat you down.
But be at you down. If you say it fast, it kind of goes right with it. KC finna be at you down.
Biatch.
I'm gonna be at you. Beat. Just beat it.
There he goes. He gets beat.
Yeah, there you go. Do you think that the Lions will beat the Saints this week?
I do.
I do too. And if they don't beat the Saints this week, you're going to see the first glimpse of me maybe moving more towards the side of problem. Oh shit, we got a problem. But the thing is like, this is the way that the NFL is, guys. There's no teams that don't rut. They're going to go through rut. Teams get figured out for a minute. And I don't think that it's the defense that's going to fix the Lions. I think it's the offense that's going to fix the Lions. I think that the Lions' identity is offense. They want to have the best offense in the league. They feel that their offense is good enough with their $100 million line that they could go into San Francisco and score 30 points. That's the identity of the team. If the Lions are playing Lions football, they are scoring when they want to score, and then they are controlling the line of scrimmage in the second half and being able to close out games with a running game and a lead. That is how they are built. That is how the defense is built to be the best form of the defense that it is. When they can get after the passer that they know is going to pass because they need to catch up. The offense is what wins in this formula. You can agree with the defense wins championships. You can lie to me and tell me that, because that's not true. Defense does not win championships. Just look at the last 5 years and who wins. It's offensive teams that put out offensive outputs, and then the defense steps up a little bit. You usually see a team that wins that has a 10 to 15 defense and a top 5 offense. That's what you're really looking at. And yes, I think they get it back together. I think they get out to a lead on these guys because they've been getting jumped on the last 3 weeks. Teams have been going straight down and getting that scripted touchdown. Straight down the field, score on the first drive. Isn't that the last 3 weeks?
Yeah.
All 3 weeks? Yes. And so you can say that the defense sucks. I can say that the defense sucks at the beginning. And then they got to stop letting people jump out to leads, because that's what you're supposed to be doing. So, yes. Sorry, Tom. It was too long.
They're 8-3. That's exactly where we pegged them to be at this juncture. We didn't expect to win the Charger game. We expected to beat the Packers on Thanksgiving. So things don't always work out. Right. They work out, but yet we are still on the same trajectory we projected at the beginning of the season. And by the way, we also predicted that the Packers would come in second in this division. We predicted the Vikings would finish last. That may not happen. The Bears may finish last. But 1 and 2 in this division, Lions and Packers, that's what it's going to come down to. Make no mistake about it.
I'm apologizing for Luke Getzey calling 26 screenplays.
There you go.
Yeah.
And 25 of them were not successful.
Yeah. Hey, but you got the win. John, whatever you're drinking, please share. Viking fans always have excuses. I'm starting to feel that. I'm starting to feel excuses. You can't just come out and be like, God, we underestimated the Bears. I ain't gonna apologize for that. LMAO, what are you smoking, Russell? I'm here admitting I was wrong. Oh, okay. That's the first. That's the first that I've really seen of that. You read my message wrong before. Okay, I did. I'm not a very good reader, especially when there's bad spelling.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah. Chance says 3 years ago, we let Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia go. Couldn't be a better day for Lions fans.
Agreed.
Was that really today? That long ago? 3 years ago today? Was that? What we should be celebrating. Celebrate good time. Come on.
We didn't have an interim coach. I think we waited till the end of the season, right?
Yeah. But he might not be talking about today. John says Vikings defense held the Bears to no TVs, and the Lions horrible couldn't.
Okay, maybe that is John Dorn.
I'm dumbfounded with that. Like, are we really going here? Like, we won the game against the Bears. The Vikings did not win the game against the Bears. So I don't care how much points we gave them or yards. Bears had no TDs. Is that an attaboy for the Vikings losing team? Well, they lost, Mike. Well, at least they held them to no TDs.
I got to jump off, Russ. Have a great day. Be sure to get that PFF score in there. It is PFF Tuesday. And don't forget to join us every weekday morning at 11 a.m. for Football Talk with Russell Wayne. God bless you all.
Right on. All right, that's main event Mike doing that. And it is PFF, and I keep on forgetting to go in there. You had Malik Heath. Christian Watson had a great game. Jordan Love had a great game in that game. Let's look at the defensive side of the ball for Green Bay. You had Rashawn Gary and Carl Brooks right there. That's really what you need to say when you talk about the Green Bay's defense. Those two guys. You're talking over 90. You got 91 total defense for Rashawn Gary and Carl Brooks. Carl Brooks, that's somebody I really, really liked in the pre-draft process that you got to steal. I think it was a 6th-round pick for you guys. What a good pickup for Gudeman. So those were the standout. Nobody else really. I mean, you had decent gains from Jonathan Owens, Kenny Clark, and Kerryon Valentine and Nixon. They nothing to call home about, but they didn't play bad. But it was really the stalwart play of Rashawn Gary and Carl Brooks that really propelled that defense right there. Now for the Lions, you're looking at the defense had a whole bunch of mid guys. Josh Paschal, Aiden Hutchinson, Jack Campbell, Derek Barnes, Kaminsky had the best games. Brian Branch had a good game. Aleem McNeil had a good game. All these guys were kind of in the middle, except for Jerry Jacobs, Alex Anzalone, and Tracy Walker did not have good games, and that was obvious because of the starts that they had. On offense, the Lions had a pretty good game all the way around, except for the interior of the offensive line. David Montgomery had a 90.8. Penei Sewell had another great game. Right tackle, 89.4. Khalif Raymond with an 84.1. Dan Skipper with an 81.4, but he only had 9 snaps. So by the time they figure that out, right there, he played left tackle for a minute. Taylor Ducker had an okay game. Jameson Williams had a good game. But where the tail for the PFF scores is really the middle of the offensive line. Corby Sorsdahl, Graham Glasgow, and Coyote Asika had brutal games. When you're looking at that pass rush, it was just ugly. It was very, very, very ugly when it came down to that. Now, they actually have the PFF breakdowns of the Chicago game too. So let's take a look at the Minnesota offense right here, and there just wasn't good. It just wasn't good. Your center, Garrett Bradbury, was the best player at a 72, and nothing else is even worth talking about. Josh Dobbs had an awful game at 54.2. Just that was his worst game, all those picks and everything like that. And he actually had decent offensive line play from what it looks right here from the Garrett Bradbury, Ed Ingram, Brian O'Neill. Well, those were the 3 guys, but that's the tail of the tape right there. There was just no offense. No offense. On defense, Cameron Bynum, Hunter, Blackman, Harrison Phillips, Josh Metellus. They all had decent games. Everybody else was in the average spot right there. On defense for the Chicago Bears, there's a real tail of the tape right here for me. When I'm looking at the Chicago Bears, I'm looking at a team that's getting better on the defensive side of the ball. Jalen Johnson, probably one of his best games of his career, had a 92 grade in coverage, 92 overall. TJ Edwards had a great game. Montez Sweat had another good game. DeMarcus Walker had a good game. So you really had, when you're looking at those from the cornerbacks and getting pass rush, you had a really, really good game. Kyler Gordon struggled in the game according to PFF. So did Gervin Dexter, according to PFF. But other than that, you had a really, really good defensive output from the Chicago Bears. And I would be feeling pretty good. John said Dobbs played like golf. John's back in. It's good to see you back, John. If that's John Dorn, it's good to see you back, and you're out of witness protection. I'm glad that nobody killed you while you were out on witness protection, if that is you. And I got to give you a hard time because you disappeared, just like your compadre. You mean Love? You see how Love plays when KC comes to town. Lions talking about turnovers, LOL. We're talking about the game that was last night, John Dorn. And the game that was last night was Minnesota playing against the Chicago Bears. And Minnesota losing the game, which gives the Lions a 3-game lead in the division. And not really worried about you guys, because you guys are going to beat up each other. We truck sticked the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau, and then you gave it back to us. Love had probably his best game of the season with us. And the Lions got to fix that turnover problem. Jordan, I think that the Bears defense also deserves some credit. They do. Sweat is showing out. That proves to be a pretty good pickup for them. Getsy ran the ball 16 times. I don't understand And I'm going to be with you here on this one. Bear down, Mike. I don't understand when you got Roshan Johnson and this kid seems to be doing pretty well when you're looking at these player stats right there. He's averaging, 10 carries for 35 yards. Justin Fields, I think that you need to give him another 10 carries. If you give him 20 carries in a game, I think that you might have something there. He's a big bruising back. Why don't you give it to him more? John will be back in the closet with the rest of his fans after Kansas City beats them. The Lions. John says the Lions be looking ass the last few weeks. We're 8-3. Let's see. Mike says rewind back. Bears almost beat the Lions last week. The NFC North teams are all struggling. Yeah. And that's the thing. Almost don't count, because I've been on this show at least the 3 years with you guys, especially with all you smack talkers, all these big tough Green Bay Packer fans who were coming out in droves. I didn't even have enough room to come on here with all these Packer fans talking all this smack, and then they ghost because they were losing. They ghost, and now they won a game, and now they want to come out and act like they didn't lose. John Dorn didn't even come on here and acknowledge the fact that we killed them in Lambeau. Whipped that ass. We whooped that ass in Lambeau, and then you're gone. You're gone. What happened? What happened? No, you wait. You don't go. You don't say anything for weeks. You go hide in your little NFC North, the huddle group with your other Packer fans. You talk all shit amongst yourself, and then you wait until you win, and then you want to come into the pond with the big boys. But that's all right. I'll let you back in here, but you're going to eat your crow. You're going to eat your crow, Packer fan, because you've been gone. A-Dub's the greatest Packer fan in the history. He showed up every single week. He took his lumps on all the losses. He took them. I think the Vikings may miss the playoffs now. Sebastian's eating the crow. Congratulations to Sebastian for coming out and then eating the crow. I mean, we had an entire the entire session was called Eating Crow Session on Friday. We were supposed to be doing the picks. Mike picked we picked the picks in record time at the end of the show, because we spent the entire show doing nothing but giving the Green Bay Packers credit for coming in and putting it to the Lions. That's what we do. We own it when it happens to us. And then once you eat the crow, it's business as usual, because the crow is gone now. Right? I ate it. I took a big shit. Crow's gone. I ate it. It's not that hard. Bashing the Bears and Lions. So when y'all gonna bash the Lions? The Lions are 8-3 right now. So I bashed the Lions. I will bash the Lions. The defense needs to be better. But more importantly, Jared Goff has to take care of the football. He's looking like what John Dorn called him at the beginning of the year, noodle arm Goff. So he needs to play better, protect the football, and I think they'll be fine. I think the defense is good enough. They're only losing these games by one score. Even this last game, you go in one score. You turn the ball over 3 times. You gave Green Bay 7 points. You went for it on 4th down 4 times, and you got it once. 1 4th down conversion. That's the tail of the tape. That's who Dan Campbell is. He's going to go for it and go for it and go for it. He's either going to kick your ass or you're going to kick his ass. Ain't too many these games that seem like going the distance, But Was that good enough for you? Well, I mean, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say about the Lions here? Because they got tripped up. Packer fans make me sick. Bear down Mike don't know his football. What does that mean? Sounds to me like you don't know football. You're doing more complaining about you got Kansas City this week, and you're worried about the Lions? You ain't even got to play the Lions. You ain't even going to get to see the Lions again. You think at 5 wins, you're coming out of that? You're going into the playoffs? Corey Patterson says, because most delusional, they want to come out on the rat holes all of a sudden, but about to commit suicide a couple weeks ago. What's up, A-Dub? A-Dub, the greatest Packer fan. The greatest Packer fan of all time. And then we have the greatest Viking fan of all time, Sarah. Sarah doesn't want to eat the crow. That's fine, but at least she's been here. She's been here every single week. Sebastian in a close second. Sebastian ate his crow. Bear down Mike Fields, a bust, and Love is a franchise quarterback. All right. Bear down Mike, at least I can admit the Bears aren't a playoff team. Why don't you get off your high horse and whatever drugs you're taking? Your team isn't that good. Yep. But here's the thing that I can actually defend John Dorn on this. So when you win a game, right, you guys get to go and you guys get to go and wave your metaphorical ding-dings out into the street. You can run around the streets of Green Bay naked, metaphorically, and say, yes, we won. Yeah, we won. We feel good about our team. You can look at that game and say, pretty good. John, glad you can show yourself. Nostradamus. Oh, hello to Sarah. We got Brent in here. Hey, Bears Nation. What you say? Bears are starting to get into defense. And Justin Fields didn't make a ton of mistakes. Didn't he fumble the ball at the end of the game twice? That's mistakes. Hi, Jeremy. The number to clinch the playoffs is 4 for the Lions. Lions can only beat weak teams. True facts. Yep. That's true. The Kansas City Chiefs are nobody, I guess. And you guys get to find out. You guys going to beat the Chiefs too? Lions control their own destiny. I'm not going to give John any more. You don't get no more. John coming in here. I might actually block John. I should give them the same type of treatment they gave me. You come in here and you talk all this smack. It actually bothers me a little bit. Like John's going to come in here and talk all this smack when he's been ghosting. You have taken no accountability for the shittiness of your team. You don't deserve to have a good team. You're not a good enough Packer fan. You're not a good Packer fan like A-Dub is. You just want to talk smack right there. So Sarah says, and who have the Packers beat? The Lions beat the Chiefs. The Vikings beat the 49ers. What about the Packers? Yeah, who have the Packers beaten? The Lions. Oh, well, I guess we're the winning team that you beat. So if you want to say that you've beaten a good team, you have to admit that we're a good team, John. When the Lions actually blitz, we have a good defense. I swear that Jeremy thinks that he can do it better than Aaron Glenn. He can do it better than Aaron Glenn. And there's a lot of podcasters that are out there that think that they're coaches. And I guess all he had to do was blitz. I saw him blitz against Jordan Love, and Jordan Love owned that blitz and found wide open guys, zip the ball right out of his hand. So I don't think that blitzing it's as simple as it's just blitzing. All right, John, if it wasn't for Bill, you wouldn't have the followers that you have. Wow. Okay, that's true. I give Bill the Packer fan all of the credit in the world when he was right here. But here's the thing is Bill kicked me out of groups because I talk shit about his team. It's like, until he comes on here and apologizes for that, I'm not going to give him any type of the credit. What he did was completely childish. And he helped me so much on how to build a Facebook page. And I will always thank him for that, John. I will always thank him for that. But the way that he treated Mike and I, for him to kick Mike out of the group too, you want to come and air the dirty laundry on the show, I'll block you guys off of there just as much as you blocked me. I let you guys on my show. You guys have had free reign to come on to this show. Never blocked anybody. He blocked me because I told you that your team sucked after you got your ass kicked by us. That was it. I didn't do anything to him. You tried to say that your page was doing bad because I was talking shit about your team. And here you are on my network. And here you are on my network, talking smack on my network. I let you guys do it. What's the big deal? It's a smack talking network. I'll take that Bears D. Let's see. Wow. I like all the comments in here. Wow. I got everybody riled up. Holy crap. Wow. Let's see. One Pride. All right. Yes, this is uncharted territory. The last time they were 8-2, JFK was still intact. It's true. The Lions are in uncharted territory. JJ McCarthy, you are a Minnesota Viking. All right. You like JJ McCarthy. What do you think about that? I'm looking at who's in our reach. Oh man, what? This guy looks like he needs the sun. Oh, look at Paul. Look at Paul. Look at gutless Paul Peters coming in here and trying to insult me personally. Oh, I love it. I love the personal insults. Nothing shows that you're weaker minded by going after the person individually. Wow. There you go. Go after me personally. That's awesome. A-Dub, thank you. I said that before. I don't think that the Lions are a fraud like some people have thought. Teams, I like to take losses, but they still handle everyone else. Yeah, you can't like minimize wins or losses. It's hard to get wins in the NFL, and I think that's what A-Dub's trying to say right there. Jason MC here to eat the crow. That's awesome. You like that? I like that. I like that right there. Brent says the moldy cheese. They're growing it next door like the mushrooms. You know, the trippy ones. That game last night was boring. Yeah, 12-10. Wow. Lots of turnovers. I like defensive games, though. I like defensive games, but it seemed like it was more bad offense than it was good defense. The Lions have a favorable schedule, and they might lock up everything come that playoff times. I like the favorable schedule, but here's the thing. You got these 3 games coming up that, like, they should win. They should be at 11 wins before they get into this, like, that ending of Minnesota, Dallas, Minnesota. I don't like that ending. I don't like thinking that you got 3 really, really hard games again. So I hope that we get it locked up, A-Dub. Jason MC, exactly. All right. Packers have been beating teams with backup quarterbacks. That right there. Did I see Anzalone was injured? That might hurt. So yeah, Anzalone was injured. Who's Billy? Who's Billy Boy? Billy Boy was one of the partners. He used to be the Green Bay representative on here, and he pulled himself away when the Packers started losing, and blamed me for the downfall of his page. And I wasn't going to have that. I'm not going to have that. I'm not going to allow somebody to blame me. When we were 1-6 last year, guys, I don't think the villain squad was building too many followers. When we were losing and Packer fans were making fun of us, I don't think that it helped our page all that much, having us getting made fun of. We were growing by 10, 15 followers maybe a week while we were losing. And that's what happens. Thank you to the Detroit Lions for being 8-3 right now, because we do have over 10,000 villains now. We have over 10,000 villains. And when Bill the Packer fan decided to hit the high road, we had about 2,000 people on our deal, a little over 2,000 people. And ever since we've gotten rid of that dead weight and that negativity, we've grown by 8,000 followers. So, yeah, that's who Billy Boy was. And I would love to have Billy Boy back in here talking smack with us again, showing that he isn't going to allow a football page to be bigger than a friendship. Can't believe that he walked out like that. I've been right here. Bears had a lot of penalties, though. They need to work on that. Jordan, more info to come. DC says that he can miss some time. If he misses some time, that's going to force first round draft pick number 18 overall, Jack Campbell, to go into that spot that might have a Tracy Walker type of effect, because that's his natural position. They've been trying to cross-train him to be playing a different position, Jack Campbell, because Alex Anzalone was playing so well. But I believe that they're going to put Jack Campbell into that spot, and we're going to see Jack Campbell and Barnes together. That's my opinion. All right. What blitz on Thanksgiving? We only rushed the front four. We blitzed twice. So guess what? Those were incompletions. I don't know about that, Jeremy. I don't know about that. They blitzed more than twice on the entire. They did. Doing this is getting dramatic. What does that mean? Dang, this is getting dramatic. Yeah. Thanks, BD Mike. Bear down, Mike. I did not know that. All right, let's get back in here. If the Lions win 12 games, I will be extremely grateful. That's where I had them at the beginning of the season. Very true, Sarah. Vikings don't even have a QB of the future yet. The Bears might not either. Yeah, so that everybody's off of the Dobbs train now. Finally, is that a consensus through the Vikings fan base? Let's see. Towards the end of the game, there was 10 seconds left. As a Bear fan, I was concerned. You know what? That's a good point. I didn't even get a chance to bring that up. Didn't that make you feel a certain way at the end? Why in the world, when they had 11 seconds left on the play clock at the end when they're kicking the field, why did they snap that field goal with 11 seconds left on the play clock? And I was just like, what are you doing? And there was a whole bunch that was wrong with that situation too. It wasn't just them snapping it. They gave him 10 seconds on the kickoff, and then the dumbass from the Vikings runs the ball out of the end zone. Just let that thing go. Get the 10 seconds. I mean, if you had time enough to have two plays. You could have taken a shot down the field. You only needed a field goal. So there was a couple of things at the end. It's like, what awful game management by both teams at the end of the game. I mean, you're sitting out there, you snap the field goal when there's like 20 seconds left in the game or whatever. And then they kicked that and they ended up having 10 seconds left in the game. Like, you could have let another 8 seconds run off the clock before you even snapped the ball for the field goal. Now, you wanted a game. I mean, nothing happened of it. It did take a luck play, but I mean, this is a game of inches. You know, you can get the Hail Mary. It's crazy. Crazy. Like that. All right. Russ, I would like to purchase some reading glasses for you. It's okay to use reading glasses that makes you look wiser, and at least that's what I tell myself. Yeah, I don't read very good. And it is a seeing thing, and when people type paragraphs out, it makes it even harder. Not that yours was a paragraph, that wasn't too bad, but when something like 2-3 lines in there is really small, I am getting old. What a great game by DJ Moore. 11 receptions for 114 yards. Let's see. Bears were trying to find a way to lose. It was. I couldn't even believe that at the end. But need to get the music in the background here. I still have fun today. Yeah. Woo! I know I missed a lot of these comments in here. Bear Down Mike says the OC is a dumbass. A-Dub. He says I'm around through everything that my team suffers. I love that.
You like that?
I love that. I love it when you don't take it too serious. And even on the Bill the Packer fan thing, I'm really not I have no hate for Bill the Packer fan. In all honesty, outside of the smack talking, I owe a lot to Bill the Packer fan. But I would like to think that the relationship worked both ways, because he did help me at the beginning. But I feel like we helped each other. We were out to prove that Packer fans and Lion fans could get along. And I think they still can. I think Bill will come back around. And even if he don't, I mean, that sucks. But that happens in life. I'm sure he'll be happier if they start winning. It is hard. It's hard to, run a franchise like this. In a sense, we're running a franchise, of Packer fans and Lion fans, but we're not in gangs. This isn't like, it seems like a gang. John needs a hug. You don't need a hug. They whipped our ass. The Packers whipped our ass. And that's the fun thing about being in a rivalry game like this, and like in rivalry fans, is if everybody sticks around and you can actually eat your crow. When your team does something good, it comes around, right? The relationship's so much more important than football. That's one of the things that we preach on this show. Faith, family, and football. I have faith. I'm a religious guy. I don't apologize for that either. I'm not a perfect Christian or anything like that, but I use those values. I believe in relationships and friendships. And you use football. You use football to spend time with your friends and family. Use it. Don't let football use you. When you let football turn you into a jerk. It's all right. I mean, everybody has bad days. I forgive you. I asked you to forgive me during the thing. That's why I'm having such a hard time with this. That's why that's why I'm venting it out. Because if that picture was painted out there like I did something wrong, I did nothing wrong. I talked some smack. And when I realized that it went too far, according to him, I apologized. He did not accept my apology. I said, there's no way that we're going to let a disagreement like this, like, end a friendship and kick me out of all the groups. I didn't believe we were being that much of jerks when we were losing. I don't think that you were. I just think that you were non-existent. And the thing is Lion fans aren't immune to that either. It's not like Lion fans are better than other fans. Like, we lost last week, and you can see it. You know, I hope that you engage in the Villain Squad content that's out there. You know, when you see the Villain Squad stuff on there, put a heart on it. You know, we put out pictures. We put out little funny videos. We try to have fun with it the best that we can. And engage into it. But I notice that the engagement for the teams go way down when they lose. And we encourage you to come on when you lose, when your team lose. You know, take a little bit of that. Eat a little bit of that crow. It's fun because when you eat the crow and then you come back from the crow, it feels better. It really does. You come back from eating the crow. God, we were 1-6 last year. We had to eat so much crow for talking all that smack last year when we were 1-6. Faith, family, football. Thanks, Paul Jones. Sarah says we can all unite that we hate the Packers the most. Yep. But they've been on top the most. That's why we hate them the most. They just get on top and, you know what I'm saying? But then they win one game, and here we are. We are the champions. At 5 wins. We are the champions at 5 wins. It's obvious that the 8-3 team isn't really 8-3 because I say so. Oh gosh, I've had a good time today. I'm gonna let everybody go with this. Go a couple that advertise. I forgot about my thing. I forgot to do my corporate duties. I did. I forgot about it, and I had it all ready too to show you all the corporate duties. But we are official affiliate marketing partners with the NFL shop and the WWE shop. The link in the description will take you to that spot. You see that handy dandy little belt right there? You can use the WWE link and go and buy a belt with the Lions, a championship type of belt. You can get it for any team that's out there, but I got a link for the Lions one in the description. As a matter of fact, I'll put one in there right now. And the WWE, the Lions belt, WWE style. I know it's expensive, but I would love to have one of those. That'd be awesome. Get a championship belt. I don't know if I'd ever have one because in life, because will the Lions ever win a championship? I don't know. But that's from the WWE shop link right there. It's funny. But you can go in there if you get, they have ones for the Vikings. They have one for the Bears, if you're into that kind of thing. So you can go follow The Bears fans, you guys are celebrating. Get out there, beat your chest a little bit. Feel good about the win. Get out there and do it. Go follow Mike the Bear fan. He's feeling good about it. The Villain Squad just hit 10,000. So did Mike the Bear fan. We appreciate it. That's all because of football fans. Football makes that possible. Faith, family, football. In that order. You can join us tomorrow. That's all Lions talk. All Lions talk. We're going to talk about that game coming this weekend. It's a bigger game now since the Vikings lost. They can go and take 3 full games. Sit there. Feel good. If you're in the Genesee County area on Friday, Genesee County, that's by Flint, Michigan. I'm a musician. I love jamming. I'm going to be in Millington tomorrow. If you're a fan of the band Tool, not only do we love football, but we love music. I'm in a Tool tribute band. And if you're into it, this will be one of the best concerts that you'll ever get for $15. There's also a link for that in the description for any though that would support music. Thank you for helping us get over 10,000. You have been watching NFC North Talk, Football Talk with Russell Wayne each and every morning at 11 a.m. We appreciate you guys. God bless you and the rest of your day. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord shine his face upon you. Until we meet again tomorrow for Lions Talk with Russell Wayne. Peace out.
It reminds me of a football show, Football Talk with Russell Wayne, 11 a.m. in the mornings. You should watch it because it could be good for you. It could be good for you. It could be good for your life.
What's up, y'all? This is Ifeatu Melifonwu, safety for the Detroit Lions. And I just want to take some time out to give a big shout out to Russell Wayne and Main Event Mike from the Detroit Lions Villain Squad. It's a fan page and a podcast. And I just want to say I appreciate the support of me and my team. And I encourage everyone to go check out their podcast and check out their fan page. Go Lions.